Hi viewers, my name is David Ntegwa. This is the home of Farming Solutions Africa, and this is a new channel. I've decided to be engaging you and sort of trying to train you in a way, because one of the things that I want to achieve is I want to demystify farming. I've been meeting with friends and meeting with farmers, and they have been telling me that farming is a risky business. Farming is for dirty people. You cannot be clean when you are going to the farm, and you cannot make money in farming. All these are stories that are coming from people who do not understand farming, or people who are doing farming in the wrong way. Basically, and I've been telling many of you, those that I have met, those that I've been meeting face to face, farming is a game. And just like in any other game, it has its own sets of rules that you have to abide to for you to succeed in farming. If you want to be good in any game, you have to understand, or you have to acquaint yourself with the rules or its rules. And each specific game has got its own specific rules. There are those football rules which are different from volleyball rules, different from athletics, or in any other game, chess, name it. So farming is a game, and it has set of rules which you have to adhere to. Unfortunately, farming is not given what I would call, it is not taken with the seriousness that other disciplines are taken with. It's only in farming that people or farmers believe that measurements do not count. And I can tell you, and you can prove me wrong. There is no discipline. There is nothing that is done in life where measurements are not applicable. Starting from the way we have been, or you are created by God. Look at yourself. See how nice, well-shaped you are. You are a wonderful piece of art. From the greatest artist that there can be, with infinite intelligence. The way you have been created. Look at your nose. Look at your eyes. Look at the distance between the left hand and the right hand. It's symmetrical. We have the left hand, the left side and the right hand side, which are symmetrical. God in his own wisdom appreciates measurements. Look at everything that you use at home. The knives, the spoons, the sufurias, the cups. Measurements have been used and they have been observed, and everything looks like it's well structured. The cars that we drive in. Measurements have the clothes that we wear. If you go into any fundi and you want a suit, a nice looking suit, fundi akuangalia tu hivi akwambia wewe kuja kesho, you won't do that. You'll actually ask the fundi to put the tape measure on you so that whatever he is going to produce can be able to fit you and you can look good in it. You don't want to have a suit that is baggy or it's slanting on one side. You want perfectness. When you hire a fundi, if a fundi comes to construct your house and doesn't use measurements, you'd actually chase him away. The fundi, look at the carefulness that the fundis use when they are measuring a house, where they are demarcating. They take the correct measurement, the diagonals, the length, the width, and they must have to be exact. There's no guesswork. When it comes to raising the walls, they have to use the plumb bob. When they have to use when they come to plastering, they have to use the ile inaitwa mbao laini ya kulainisha kuona kama plaster iko sawa. Kwa floor vile vile kuona hakuna maji mahali itasimama, and then you get a good looking house. But look at our shamba. We don't care whether the shamba is regular or irregular, kama ni sako ama ni, it doesn't matter. The number of, you have to have either a circular, a rectangular, or a square. You can even have a triangle, provided you can be able to calculate the area and get ensure that you have attained the population that you are targeting. And this issue of plant population is key. There are those people who usually say that, oh, ni kazi mingi, it is for small scale growers, oh, it is for large scale growers. No. You only avoid plant population at your own risk. There is no way you can calculate your target production if you don't know what is your plant population. And if you do so, you'll only be doing so based on your gut feeling, which is wrong. You actually don't make money at harvesting. You don't make or lose money at harvesting. You make money or lose money right from the first process of farming, from the thought, from the farming. When that thought gets into your mind, it's planted into your mind that I'm going to plant maize. That is when you start, that is when you start earning or losing. Because whatever you do is based on the outcome of the thought. If you're not thinking in a structured way, you will not look for a carefully selected or certified seed. That process of certification is a process. And it's a process because the breeder usually define the characteristics of his seed. So that certification is actually certified by the certifier. In this case, the KEPHIS inspector inspects and see that whatever is being grown corresponds with the descriptor. The characteristics that are in the descriptor fits into what he is visually observing in the field. So it's a process. You cannot just come from wherever you are coming and pick on any seed simply because it's cheap. You decide if you want to grow maize, decide the number of bags that you want. Before even you do anything, say I want to do 1 acre of maize, decide that I'm going to get 40. And then plan your activities that befits 40. The seed selection, the area that you're going to plant, you have to ensure that it has adequate rains. If there is no rain, you also have to know that you're going to supplement with irrigation. Where you are planting, you have to ensure that either there is a river, there is a borehole, and there is a way that you're going to get water from the borehole or from the river to your crop, either through a pump, through electricity, a pump that is using fuel, electricity, or any other means. You can even use a bucket to supplement. So you decide what you're going to produce and how you're going to produce and where and how much. And even work out, have an assumed price that I'm going to sell my maize at 2,000 shillings. Once you sit down and do your gross margin analysis, if you're making money on paper, if you follow those steps in the field and ensure the crop gets everything that you have put in that paper, you will get that yield. You have almost 90% of the chances that will support you to produce that yield. Lakini sio produce on paper alafu ende huko ucheze, you don't observe the spacing, you are talking about a certain plant population, you're not even interested in getting to know that. And what is like a disaster is you are paying these people, the people who are planting for you. You are planting, you are paying the tractor guy to come and do a shoddy job for you, and you pay, you have to pay. You call guys who apply fertilizers, wengine wanakuibia, wengine wanapanda vile wanataka, and you still pay comfortably. Then after the crop you come and complain that maize, mahindi haina pesa. If mahindi haina pesa, remember, not each and every farmer who is growing maize mwenye anasema mahindi haina pesa. There are farmers who are happy, others are not happy. So the problem is not the maize, the problem is the farmer, or the attitude of the farmer, or the ignorance of the farmer. And that ignorance is what we want to correct. And this channel is going to correct that ignorance together with the attitude. Because if we don't sort the two, the ignorance and the attitude, then the farmers will not be able to get or to realize whatever is being targeted. And the message that we'll be sending across is that always go into farming with a target in the mind. So that if you don't get it, I'm not giving you a guarantee that you're going to get it. So that if you don't get it, and once you get the once you set the target, you're going to draw the steps, the joints or the dots that are going to join to that target. If you don't get the target, then you'll go back and trace where you lost the steps. In the next season, you rectify those steps until you get it right. Even when you started riding a bicycle, learning how to ride a bicycle, you didn't wake up and rode at once. You fell 1 or 2, 3 times. Unavumilia kidogo. Even when you're learning how to drive a car, you didn't get it in one day. Then what makes you think that you're going to just get into farming and then blah, matunda ndio hiyo inaanza kumwagika? No, it doesn't work like that. Either you have experience, you listen to these talks that you'll be going through, and then you become well acquainted with facts, and then you apply them. It's not a matter of getting to know and then you don't apply. Ama tu zinakaa tu kwa kichwa. Farming is made in the head, but is implemented in the soil. So you have to ensure that whatever you know in the head, whatever is here, is translated or replicated into the soil for you to get maximum benefit. So in this channel, we aspire to be talking about seed selection, site selection, preparation of seedbed, equipment that you need to use in order to get the right seedbed. We'll also be talking about irrigation. I'm aware we have different types of irrigation. We have overhead irrigation where you use sprinklers. We have drip lines irrigation. We have flood irrigation. We have bucket irrigation. And all those types they are actually achieving, the major objective is one, to give water to that plant. Water, because that water actually, it's what makes the plants feed. The water is a media to transport the nutrients. Ikifika pale kwa leaves inatolewa, inaenda kwa atmosphere, inaenda kwa water cycle, alafu inarudi tena kama mvua. The soil is replenished, or water you replenish, then it's uptaken again. It's actually a media to drive your nutrients to the soil. So that soil, you must ensure that you have done the soil analysis. We'll be explaining to you how you do the soil analysis, why you do the soil analysis, how to interpret those results, how to come up with a fertilizer program, how you apply the fertilizer program, what fertilizers are required at planting and why, what fertilizers are required at harvesting, at vegetative growth and why, and different fertilizers that are required in different period of growth of the plant. All these information that we are going to feed into you. We hope that you're going to absorb as much as possible. We'll also be talking about crop care, how you prepare your seed bed, the nursery, these seeds that needs to be taken to the nursery care, those that are taken to direct into the field, how you care about them, the irrigation, the weeding, pests and diseases, how to identify a sick and a healthy crop. We may not go into the details. Here we are talking to the farmers. We are not talking to scientists. We are not talking to people who are now, we are not talking to the people who understands farming. We are talking to the farmer. So we may not go to what causes a certain disease, because that is not important to the farmer. The farmer is kujua symptoms, ajue adaeka dawa gani. The farmer, although it's important to know the active ingredient of dawa, but akijua tu Dudutrin ama any other chemical inaponyesha hii ugonjwa, he doesn't want to be bothered by what is happening. So we'll not be dwelling on those issues. We'll be dwelling on that which matters to the farmer. So we'll cover all the crops, and then after we cover the general, or what I may call, principles of crop production, then we'll start handling individual crops, and that is when it will get juicy. You'll only be waiting for your crop, ujue ni alini, you wait for it, but also you will be sending your questions to me. I'll be considering your questions and responding to them accordingly. Those that I don't know, because I'm not an encyclopedia. I'll strive to get the answers, but I may not be able to answer as promptly as you may think, because sometimes I also have to refer. Tunasomeshana. There are things that you as a farmer knows that I don't know. There are things that I know that you don't know, and we are going to make ourselves good. You get the good that is in me, I get the good that is in you, so we become better than we are now. So keep it here, keep it Farming Solutions Africa. As I told you, my name is David Ntegwa. I'm trained in agriculture. I've done other competence courses. I've been in this field, horticultural field, and practicing in farming, both in employment and currently as a farming as a business, with an experience spanning over 25 years. So I'll be sharing with you information that is well filtered within all those years. I have participated in spraying, I know calibration, I will be talking about resistance and chemical resistance, almost everything. By the time we finish this program, you'll be as good as a guy who is trained. And yes, because we want to do farming as a business. Tunataka farmers waomoke. Tunataka farmers wakae poa, maisha poa. We want farmers to be able to feed themselves and to feed others, because you guys are great. Great. And I want to make you much greater. We can improve. We can take this country to another level if we share this information and if we practice. Thank you. Asante sana. All the best. God bless you.